Okay guys, welcome to the video. This is a little bit different from what I normally do. This is kind of a scam buster video. I feel a little bit aggrieved about this one because they managed to fool me, and the way they did it is that I looked at this company, I looked at this site for quite a long time. I got involved at a very low level, and when I withdrew probably a dozen times or so before I started hearing from people in my group that they were asking for more fees. The fees they were asking for were $21. Um, so and I spoke to them and I was assured that if everybody pays their $21, then they'll be able to continue to withdraw. Well, the $21 came and went, and then the next fee was there was another fee, and then there was a third fee, and every time we were told this will be the last one, and now the last time I've got about $800 tied up in this account, and I was asked for $800 for some sort of license or some sort of insurance fee, so that they could release that money, and they promised that it'll be the last time they ask me for any money. And of course I'm not doing that. They've actually crossed the line now because they offered me insurance, and I know that they're not covered for insurance. Whatever country they're in, every country in the world is regulated for financial advice in the form of insurance, and so it's pretty safe ground that if I can find out where they are, that they can be prosecuted for selling insurance without being licensed to do so. So I think that's a pretty cut and dried slam dunk. We just got to find out who these people are. I've got some thoughts on that. But first of all, what I'm going to do is show you why this platform is a scam. And to be honest, I did see a few of these things, but because we were getting involved at low levels and because they were paying out okay over a couple of months, I started to relax. So yeah, it's my own fault. Okay. So when you go to their website, they're called Equinox Trust. When you go to their website and you start looking through what they do, you'll notice that it's quite well written, quite well put together. I think it's probably a template website, and it talks about the different investment products and so on. Talks about all sorts of things, pension funds and this sort of thing, and leads you to in a minute, it'll lead you to the thing that we got involved for, which is basically they have a number of plans where you put some money in, you get 1% a day, take your money out every day, and that sort of thing. The first thing I want to show you here is that they say they've got 1.7 million plus dollars in active investments. That's not a lot of money. They've got 40,000 active investment accounts. Okay, not bad. They've got total gross interest earned by investors of 4.2 million, so they've only got 1.7 million under management, but they've got 4.2 million they've earned in profits, and they've got 5 years of experience apparently. Okay, they say they've got PAM and MAM accounts, but I can't find out who those accounts are with. They will have to be regulated through a forex exchange. So I've been totally unable to find out who they are, who they're with. The other thing that should have been a red flag, but I was assured I will get this in due course, is that there are no terms and conditions. There's nothing on the site to tell you what their legal obligations are and what your legal obligations are. They do tell you who they are, but that may not be true. So let's carry on. There's lots of blurb here. Sorry, and I did say just there that they say they've got 1.7 million under contract. But if you go to our company, About Us, it's still in the same site. And we go down here. We've got all these different awards, but I've never heard of the 2017 International Business Magazine Awards. I could have looked these up. I didn't see these until much later. But what I wanted to show you here is that here they say they've got 562.9 billion under management. So that's $500 billion under management. They say that they deal with Waves and Blockchain Group and Huobi and BVVA as well. There's another one, Ledger. So Coin One, Plasma Pay, BBVA. BBVA is a big banking concern. So I should have taken the time to go and check those out. I think if I checked those out, that would turn up to be a load of rubbish. It's this that's concerning. Is on one page they tell us they've got 1.7 million under management, and now all of a sudden they've got $500 billion under management, both of which are equally ridiculous. If this was 562 billion under management, that would make them one of the largest hedge funds in the world, or the largest investment companies in the world. And until I came across them, I'd never heard of them. So again, that's a red flag. Now this is fun. We've got some what our investors are saying. Joe Tantillo in Prague, Czech Republic. Now, if I right click on him and do a search image with Google, okay, this turns up something quite interesting. This is a photo from a company called Front Stand Capital Group, built for something or other. Okay, so if I click on that, affluenceexpress.com. So I don't know whether he's a contributor or a journalist there, and also Front Stand Capital Group. Okay, so none of those were anything to do with Equinox. And similarly, if I do a search for this investor, then we come up with somebody from Winner Golden. Let's just have a little look at that. Okay, I think I've gone off the page where I was just now. WinnerGolden.com, Strax Ventures Earning Group, Trade Plus Live built for investors, Trade Pulse, Front Stand Capital Group, Max Equity Global, Exodus Investment Limited, Top Gainers, Premium Alvest. So this guy gets about, I suspect his photo is out there, and all these other companies are using his photo on their sites, but I've got no way of proof, of course. And then there's another, so that's he's meant to be in Florida, United States, and there's a third investor as well. So just wait for them to come up. And there she is. Search image with Google, Diane Podmanek in Budapest, Hungary. And she's Winner Golden something. Front Stand Capital Group. So it's possible these people all knew each other and hung around together in Front Stand Capital Group before starting this platform. It's not very likely because they're all investors into Equinox Trust. It's not very likely. They're the only three people that would have contributed what our investors are saying about us, particularly in a company that's turning over $500 billion. Okay, so not looking that convincing, to be honest. Okay, so we're on this page about our company, and down here it gives us an address in New Zealand. Now you can take that address in New Zealand and go to Google Maps. In fact, let's do that. Let's go to 60 Highbrook Drive, East Tamaki, Auckland. Just copy that. Let's get up Google Maps. East Tamaki, Auckland, New Zealand. Let's go and have a look at the area. I'd be very surprised. Okay, so 60 Highbrook Drive, East Tamaki, Auckland. It looks like it's a business centre. It does look like it's the sort of place where you would have a company of this type. However, I've looked around on other parts of the internet looking for which businesses are in 60 Highbrook Drive, and Equinox Trust is not one of them. I don't know if there's a central reservation place that we can go and just ask who's renting rooms in this, who's renting office space in this building. There probably is. I haven't done that. So we're 60 Highbrook Drive. Okay, so not getting anything. We're not getting anything come up telling us where 60 Highbrook Drive is. But it does look, even if they're scammers, it does look like they've selected a nice premises up here. Like it looks like a business park. So we've got to give them the benefit of the doubt with that. What was the next thing I was looking at? Yeah, so there's nothing in here about paying extra fees. They keep saying that it's all in their terms and conditions, and it's all on their website, but it really isn't. So if we go to home, again, this tells us that you can invest in different things. You can invest in, you'll see in a minute, you can invest in different commodities and so on. What our investors are saying. And here we can invest in oil, we can invest in Bitcoin mining, we can invest in gold, we can invest in cannabis and Forex trading. However, there's no mechanism by which you can push a button and say, right, I want to get involved in trading in oil or trading in Bitcoin mining. So this is all a load of rubbish. It's not really, it's just fluff and nonsense. It's put there to fill the page up, make it look like they're bigger than they are. The things they're really selling us are these 4 plans on the screen now. Okay, so this one you can get in for between $100 and $9,000. You get 1.75% after 24 hours. So then you can take your profit out and take your $1.75 and reinvest your $100. And if you do that for I forget how many days it is. It's something like 60 days. You'll have your money back. But long before then, they'll start asking you for more fees. This one's just a bigger plan, more money, bigger return, keep your money there for a longer period. A bigger return again, more money for 8 days. And this one isn't actually a very good deal compared to the gold plan. But it's for a lot of money, 35% a month. And yeah, and so there's a referral program as well. One of the things that I liked about this is the Visa cards and the MasterCards, because as you know, a lot of people have difficulty off-ramping their crypto. But I'm assuming that's a load of rubbish. I suspect if I spoke to Visa about these people, or I spoke to MasterCard about these people, they've probably never heard of them. Okay, and then there's our investors again, 1.7 million again. That's disappointing. But now we manage a total of 3.6 million on behalf of governments, pension funds, insurers, companies. You know, if you've got a pension fund of only 3.6 million, it's not a very big company. You know, around foundations, individuals across 80 countries. So something seriously wrong there. We're secured. We've got guaranteed protection. When you say you're secured, we really mean it. Built one of the most sophisticated security systems ever been that have never been compromised. Fully regulated and invested funds are protected by insurance. Regulated by the FCA and the CISEC in Cyprus. Your funds are additionally covered by our insurance policy, so you don't have to worry about losing your invested capital. However, I've not been able to get any information about the insurance policy. I've not been able to get any information about their registration with FCA or with CISEC. And again, I was assured that would be forthcoming, but it hasn't been. So a lot of different red flags. A lot of this stuff, if you were to read it, is all what I call fluff and filler. There's no real substance to it. You know, when somebody writes, bringing together the specialist areas of expert investment management and holistic financial advice to provide you with a robust and personalized strategy for achieving your financial objectives, they might as well say we're selling the most energy dense, high calorie, low rust quotient, most easily converted, whatever it is. Okay, it's just words. It's a load of words strung together. It doesn't mean anything. So there's our contacts. There's they've suddenly put terms and conditions there, have they? Okay. That's very interesting. That wasn't there. That wasn't there. Okay, I'm not going to read it now in front of you, but I suspect even if I read that, it wouldn't tell me the extra fees and everything else. If it was there, I would have read it at the time of doing my due diligence. So that's very interesting. Okay. So all in all, what the story is that I deposited some money, withdrew several times, built up a little bit of profit with the daily earnings, plus introduced a few people. And when my funds got to about $300, they asked me for a fee, which I paid. Then they asked me for another fee, which I paid. And now they've asked me for another fee, and I'm not going to pay it because I just think it's a load of rubbish. So that's it really. A professional investment company wouldn't suddenly start springing fees on people and telling you did it all wrong. You're not allowed to withdraw twice within 48 hours and this sort of thing. Although it'll be interesting to see if that's in the terms and conditions. So all in all, I would say if you like your money, don't give it to these people. They might be legal and above board, and their fees are all legitimate. But I'm not going to hang around to find out. There are plenty of platforms out there that if I give them $100, they'll give me back more every day, and they won't need all these extra fees. A professional company would not need all these extra fees. If they're managing $500 billion, then they don't need extra, the odd few $100s off of me to do anything. They've got all the money they need to operate their company. So that's my thoughts on Equinox Trust. Where I'm going to go next is I'm going to hire a team of hackers, and I'm going to find out who these people are, where they live, and I'm going to dox them. I'm going to make sure that everybody in their local community knows who they are. In fact, I'm going to make sure that everybody in the whole world knows who they are. What I may do is append it to this video when I've got that information. And that's it. I think we should do that with every scamming team that we come across. Is hire some hackers, find out who they are, and expose them. Make their lives an absolute misery. They're the scum of the earth. They take. I'm not bothered about my $800, but because in reality it's only cost me $300 or $400. But some people have put a lot of money into this. Some people would have been their life savings or their pensions. They would have thought they're getting a decent return for their pension, and people have got no right to affect other people's lives like that, make other people's lives completely miserable. So as soon as I get hold of their information, I'm going to expose them to the whole world, and hopefully there'll be some people near them who will, geographically near them, who will go and talk to them, and explain what they did wrong. Not that I'm advocating violence, but it would be very, very disconcerting for them to come face to face with some people they've scammed over the internet, thinking they've got anonymity, and then realizing they don't have anonymity at all. They can be found anywhere in the world. So I'm not advocating violence, but I would like some people to turn up and say, we know who you are, and scare them, and tell their parents who they are, and tell their wife and their children who they are, and their local community. Because these scumbags like to operate in silence or in the shadows. They feel they've got anonymity, but more and more and more they haven't. And the sooner they realise that, the better off we'll all be. So that's my walk through Equinox Trust. Why I think they're a scam. You might have been with them 10 years and you think they're or 5 years and you think they're the best thing since sliced bread. In which case, I'd love to hear from you. But personally, I think it's a scam, and I think that the sooner we shut this down, the better off everyone will be. So that's it. Look out for my next video. I've got another video. Some people I know have been scammed by a scheme to recover their money from CMB, and so I'll be doing a similar thing with them, hiring some hackers to find out who these people are and track them down. So fun and games. That's it. Leave comments below if you like. If you want to, please. In fact, what I'd like you to do is to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video with friends, because I think this is something I don't normally say this because my videos normally are just for my own community. But I'd like this one to get a little bit wider audience than that, get put out there for more and more people to know that this is a scam, and to possibly even want to do something similar to expose these people. So if you could like it and share it and subscribe and so on, that would be tremendous, and YouTube will help us share it to the world. That's it. God bless. Good night.